Welcome to GameGrin's weekly roundup, a selection of the biggest news stories from the world of video games. Let's get straight into it. Now, we all know video games are supposed to be fun, and with Nintendo games of late, they've been making you look pretty stupid to everyone else watching you play. None more so than Milk, a party minigame for 1-2 Switch on Nintendo's flagship console. That being the case, one particular organisation doesn't seem to think so. In a letter addressed to Nintendo, head of charity PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, Ingrid Newkirk, said that Nintendo's game, where the player simulates the pretty lewd action of milking a cow, had taken all the cruelty out of milking, and that it's never pleasant for the animals. After Nintendo accepted an invitation to join Billings Farm and Museum of Woodstock in a milk-off, PETA posted the letter to social media, hoping that Nintendo would adapt the game to show the entire process, from violent insemination of female cows to removing calves from their mother at birth. PETA had no problem with announcing Nintendogs as their best animal-friendly game in 2006 and made no comment of such in their letter, so this isn't the first time that they've mingled with Nintendo. In my opinion, they should see the lighter side, or more skim side if you will, when looking at Nintendo's obviously light-hearted minigame. Blizzard have won a lawsuit over company Bosslands that have been ordered to pay over £8 million in damages and legal fees after a court ruling. Bosslands' resource gathering software, Honor Buddy for World of Warcraft, was sold in and outside of the US as one of several tools for botting Blizzard games, including those for Hearthstone and Overwatch. The court ruled that Bosslands' bypassing of cheat technology Warden was detrimental to the integrity of Blizzard's games, as well as undermining the work and enjoyment of current legitimate players. The German company didn't represent in California District Court, making it a simpler process for Blizzard that means Bossland can no longer sell their services in the US. The court ruling specifically mentions Bossland services within the US, and at the time of this video they're also unavailable in the UK too. As long as Bossland are only selling bots, long may that continue. In other news, Diego Maradona doesn't like his own face. It's upset him so much that he's included in PES 2017 that he's threatening legal action against Konami. He mentioned on Facebook and Twitter that he would be starting legal proceedings after believing that permission for his likeness wasn't asked for by the developer. Konami have always been careful when naming players in their football games. Such name changes like Neil Lemon, Ryan Greggs, David Batham and Roberto Larcos all point to Konami being familiar with this sort of thing in the past. The posts by Maradona do look like they're knee-jerk, so I'm sure this one will blow over quickly. And finally, this week was the BAFTA Video Game Awards, where we saw big and small titles looking to rake in awards after a glitzy red carpet entrance. The AAA titles were upstaged by indie titles like Overcooked and That Dragon Cancer, despite the overall best game going to Naughty Dog's Uncharted 4. Best mobile game went to Pokemon Go and best multiplayer to Overwatch, but the big winner was Inside. The eerie puzzle game, developed by the same team as Limbo, picked up 4 awards for artistic development, design, narrative and original property. The full list of award winners can be found on BAFTA's website, and my invitation for the event clearly got lost in the post. I'm sure I'll get it next year, BAFTA. And that's the news. Head over to GameGrin.com where you can check out the trending articles of the week. There's news that a company called Brash Games has been removing credit from reviewers that used to write on their site, leaving them in the dark when trying to set up portfolios, etc. I interview a bunch of them, including Thomas Hughes, that's reviewed the nostalgia-driven Ukulele, and rest assured his credit will remain on GameGrin for all eternity. There's no way out, Tom. Don't forget to follow GameGrin on social media to never miss a beat. Show us your thumbs, either up or down, to tell us what you think. I've been TGK for GameGrin.com, and I'll see you next time with all the latest video gaming news. Ta-ra for now.